Welcome everyone to our closing ceremony for Colts-CON. As you may know, my name is Nimsi Garcia. I'm the Program Services Coordinator for the Eso Adelante program. So some quick announcements before we get going with our agenda. The session will be recorded. If you have any questions, you can enter them using the Q&A chat, which all of you are now experts at. And these PowerPoint slides and the recording will be shared in the Canvas portal. Yeah, so to get started, I wanted to do some, share a little bit about our experience this week. First of all, I think that this image encapsulates Colts-CON pretty well in that Zoom fatigue is real. We want to thank everyone who is here, all of the students who have participated for joining us. We know that sitting somewhere, wherever you may be, and logging on to a whole bunch of different Zoom meetings and participating or just watching, it's exhausting, it's tiring, it can be a lot. And the fact that all of you have made it through to the end with us this week and that you've continued to return and to participate is an awesome testament to the resilience that each one of you is capable of. And it's definitely good practice for this fall semester. Most things will be virtual or online. And so we've done a great job of putting into practice what this week is or what this semester is going to look like. And if you decide to join in Math Jam or Word Jam next week, this is also a preview of what that is going to look like. So thank you to all of you who have participated, who have stuck with us, from staff to peer leaders to students. So this is our agenda for our closing ceremony. A welcome back to all of you, an introduction to the ceremony. We're going to be talking about our poster presentations and what we shared, some staff acknowledgements, peer leader acknowledgements, and final reminders and words of advice.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So again, my name is Gonzalo Rizon. I am the retention specialist at the STEM Center, and I'm also an instructor in the English department. At Colts-CON, I was the coordinator for the STEM Explorers track. And so I just wanted to give, before I go into details about our final activity, I just wanted to remind everyone that Colts-CON is a college-wide effort. It's the combination of, the reason why we have 3 tracks, right, is to allow students multiple options. It's the coming together of 3 different programs, right? Colts-1, which is for new students of multiple majors, Colts-2 for continuing students, and STEM Explorers for STEM students, right? So just to kind of give you a quick overview in case you weren't here for most of the week, Day 1, we were very intentional in having an artist panel to kick off the day. And so that's a reminder that of the community in community college, right? We're bringing in artists who, again, a reminder that learning doesn't just happen in the classroom, it happens in our families, it happens in our communities. So that's why we were very intentional about having an artist panel. Day 2, we had an amazing faculty panel of instructors who shared their wisdom, their best practices, what they do in the classroom to support students. And the kickoff session this morning was alumni, right? These are students who have been successful in multiple majors, going through and discussing what were the programs that were most helpful for them. And so one thread that also carried us through Colts-CON was what we call the cultural wealth activity, right? And cultural wealth refers to the strengths and the assets that students bring with them to college. When so many times we focus on deficit, we focus on what they don't have, but it's really about reframing and saying, what do you bring? What are the strengths that you bring? So with that, our final kind of culminating activity for Colts-CON when we were in person was a poster session, right? And so it's having small groups of students work in groups in order to produce a product that would follow the format of a research poster, right? And so given the reason why we wanted to bring up Zoom fatigue is that we thought it would be important in our posters, instead of having a poster session, instead having dialogue, right? Hearing from the students. What is it that they got out of this experience? What are some questions that they still have? But what are they taking away? So if you look at this slide, right, it's important that, that we pivot, right, and that we be flexible with the ways that we support students in an online environment. So originally the prompt for the poster was, for our final activity, we'd like for you to reflect on what you have learned this week at Colts-CON, whether you attended multiple workshops or just a few. And so we started by building a conversation. And this was a suggestion by one of our peer leaders, Nicole, right? Let's ask students, you know, how are they feeling? How prepared are they feeling walking into the fall semester? If you could assign a color to it, what color would it be? So the colors that came up the most were green and gold and yellow, right? Those are the colors of Cañada, right? And so it was really important that they then assign words and feelings. They feel energized, they feel excited, they find this helpful, right? And just to read you a few quotes, just in response to this question of looking back on all the information and the people you have met this week, what was most surprising for you to learn about the college, about majors and careers that you're interested in or curious about, and what did you learn about yourself, right? So one student said, there are many tools that I can use, right? And so we started talking about things like the toolbox, importance of having people in your corner, the importance of building skills, the importance of having resources that you can reach out to. And then we started to get into a conversation about growth mindset. We started getting into conversations about the imposter syndrome, right? And so, and that was, again, that was prompted by conversation around how we need to stop comparing ourselves, right? And so I would say the biggest theme that came out of this conversation was this notion of community. How important and how powerful community is, which circles back to day one of Colts-CON, right? The importance of community, meeting new people, how many people care, the number of counselors and faculty who care. Again, just to read you a few more quotes. I'm shy, but I was surprised to participate more, right? So here you have a student who identifies as shy, but they put themselves out there, right? They participated more. Another student said, I discovered that Cañada College is a family that gives us ways to get to our goals. And then one more quote. I found how powerful community can be. Having community can be a psychological support and the spark to meet new challenges. So these are quotes. These are quotes from students that we were in dialogue with in our last session. And so I leave that with you to just as a reminder of why we do what we do. And so as we move to acknowledgements, I think you'll find a lot of these themes repeat around community building. Okay, thank you.
All right, folks. Hi, everyone. I'm sure you all know me. I'm Candice Johnson, Program Services Coordinator for Bridge to Opportunities and STEM Peer Mentorship Programs. So just wanted to go into some final reminders and some advice for you all. So you will see on the Colts-CON Canvas page towards the bottom, I think it's the bottom of the main page, you'll see an evaluation. And so this is your opportunity to tell us what you got out of Colts-CON, and if there's anything that you think should be included or excluded or changed, or anything, any way that you think that we could improve. Because our goal and our purpose is always to be as effective for students as possible. So we are requesting that you give us that information. You will also see on there that we're asking you to confirm your address, as well as share if you would like your t-shirt size, because we might have some things coming your way. Also, next week is Jams Week. So Math Jam and Word Jam are two programs that take place the week before the fall semester or the semester starts. And the purpose is to help students to refresh their memory and also to kind of get a head start when it comes to math and writing. So these are really awesome programs. They are staples at Kenyatta College. We have students that come from our sister colleges to come to our jams so that they can get ready for the semester at their colleges as well. So definitely take advantage. We like to say that classes start August 19th, but school starts 2 weeks before with Colts-CON and the jams. And also make sure that you stay connected. As you can see, there's so many people that are ready to support you. And so all we need is for you to have the will to push forward and continue with your education. So we invite you to ask questions, get connected, send emails and all of that stuff, so that you can have the best semester to kick off this fall. And next, I'm going to pass it over to Diva Ward, and she's going to give you all some additional words of advice moving forward.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Candice, and thank you, Gonzalo, for those really meaningful words. So when I hear the word advice, I thought, oh, okay, well, definitely I want to encourage you all to participate in jams. I have this poster on my wall, and it says, do something today that your future self will thank you for. Take advantage of these resources. It took me forever when I was in college to get the idea into my thick skull that I needed to take advantage of the resources that were available and free to me. For some reason, I felt like I didn't need help, but I did the whole time. I needed help, I needed support. So take advantage of it. We're telling you about it. We're giving you the information. We've designed these programs specifically for you, but we can't make you come, right? So you have to do that. So take advantage of the information, the things you've learned this week. And I thought about embracing this crazy time in our lives, this crazy time in history, where we're doing something completely different than we've ever done before. Most of us weren't alive when we had a pandemic before. This is all new. And I think the beauty of it is that the whole world is trying to adapt and change and still figure out a way to live our lives every day. So embrace what's new, but also stay on your academic path. Because what you miss now, don't let the situation or circumstance derail you from completing your academic journey. Irregardless of if you're working from home or if you're sitting in a classroom, this is your path. Right now, your path is sitting at your computer and doing this work. That could change by January. So stay on your path. Keep going forward, no matter what. Stick to it. All of us that you've seen this week, you saw administrators today. You've seen faculty this week. You've seen practitioners, those of us who are here to support you in almost every single thing. We're here to support you. And that academic path, that journey I was just talking about, that's what we're here for. We want you to complete. We want you to transfer. We want you to get A's. Like, don't go for the C, shoot for the A. We want you to be successful. So realize that, check in with us. Go to the Learning Center. Take advantage of tutoring. These are things that people are literally sitting, waiting for you to come and talk to us and ask us questions. That's what we want. We want to support you. We want you to be successful. So come and let us join you on your academic path, on your academic journey. And my encouragement to you is don't stop. Keep going. Don't stop. And when you have to reach out for help or support, do that. But don't get off your path. Stay with it. Do something today, right now, next week, every single day that your future self will thank you for. Thank you for participating in our Colts-CON. Okay, Candice, back to you. Wrap
Thank
everything
you so
up.
much,
Thank you
Eva.
so much, everyone.
Thank you. Okay. So at this time, we are going to do some acknowledgements. Nimzi, I think that you were going to share some stuff. Is that correct?
Oh. The peer leader acknowledgements, right?
I saw staff first, but we can
Oh.
do that. They're being added right now, our reps. So
Yeah, so staff acknowledgements. One person in terms of staff that I want to give a huge shout out to, and they're actually not in the panel, but they're in the attendees list, is Araceli Arias. So if you see all the beautiful decorations that we have, the logo, the canvas page, the buttons, how everything is super colorful, super beautiful, even the PowerPoint slides. So all of that is thanks to Araceli Arias. She is an office assistant for the ISO grant, but she is so much more than that. She is basically our design marketing guru, specialist, extraordinaire. And she's also been someone behind the scenes who has done a lot to put Colts-CON together and to bring Colts-CON together to be what it is. So a huge shout out, a huge thanks to Ada. You may have seen her name pop up into different meetings and not really known like who she is, whether she was a student or something. No, she's a staff person. She doesn't show her face often. She doesn't speak up often, but she's the kind of person behind the scenes who glues things together. And whether it's virtual or in person, she always goes above and beyond to make sure that Colts-CON is what it is. So a huge shout out and acknowledgement to Araceli Arias.
I would also like to shout out someone who is not on the panel. And that person is Melissa Maldonado. I'm not sure if she is in attendance. She is. Melissa is a retention specialist at Kenyatta College. She works with our basic skills students these are students who are taking ESL classes. These are students who are preparing for their transfer math and transfer English classes. And she is amazing. She, with Colts-CON, she's been really supportive. She's been on several committees to pull this thing together. And she's always has really great insights, and she always volunteers to do things. And we are just so appreciative of her. And we thank her so much for all of her hard work. She's actually the reason why a lot of students came to Colts-CON. She was sending emails and text messages and making phone calls and all of that stuff. And so I just really want to shout her out and say thank you to her for just being so dedicated to students.
We also wanted to take an opportunity to thank our colleague in ITS, John Winchester, who is in the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you, John, for being so supportive, being flexible. You know, there was a lot to manage between the webinars and the workshops and directing folks to the right places. And so just thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for pivoting, for being flexible. And so we really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
I will also take this time to thank the directors of the programs that helped to fund this shindig. So I want to shout out Mary Ho, who is the director of the Eso Adelante program, to Georgianne Moran, who is the director of the STEM Center, and to Diva Ward, who is the director of student support. And so she's over the Learning Center, she's over BTO, she's over a bunch of stuff. So we want to thank you all for your support. And, you know, these are the kinds of bosses that don't just, you know, say, cool, that's great that you're doing it. They say, cool, how can I help? And that's something that's really, really valuable. So if you are considering any sort of career where you might be in management, I hope you take that with you. It's really important, at least for me, to have a boss that is willing to, you know, get down and dirty and, like, you know, clean up after events or help set up and stuff like that. So I want to thank you all for that. Oh, as well as our assistant project directors, Maggie Baez for Eso Adelante, Daniel Barba for the ESO grant, which is, he works alongside Diva Ward, and to Marcella Grant, who has been, you know, the person advancing slides in a lot of our webinars and things like that. So I want to thank them. They were the ones who handled the money. They did they pushed all the buttons to make the money happen. And so we really appreciate those folks for all the work that they do. And I'm going to shout out the program services coordinators and the retention specialists. We have been, though, you know, am I shouting myself out? Yes, because sometimes you have to show yourself some love, okay? We are the ones who, it's for PSCs, it's in our title. We have programs that have services and we coordinate them. And so, and then we have our retention specialists who work alongside us to make sure that the students have everything that they need so they can see the value in what it is in the services that we are coordinating. So shout out to us, go us, we are awesome. And I really appreciate working alongside all of you. So at this time, I believe the peer leaders have some folks that they would like to shout out. And the order that we're gonna go is Adrian, Nicole, and Paloma.
All right, thank you. Hi, I'm Adrian. I wanted to shout out one of the students that attended, and his name is William Mason-Pierre. And I really wanted to recognize William for attending Colts-CON and sharing his perspective, being a transfer student and being one of his first times attending Colts-CON, and how he really appreciated that it was online. And he really taught us a lot about himself, his perspective, and we're so glad to have him part of this Kenyatta community. So go, William.
I would like to say congratulations to Vish Palafox. I want to thank you for participating the entire week. And also, I applaud you for your resilience, for not letting your internet issues get into your ability to learn and participate. Whenever we asked you, you always inputted something on the chat, so thank you for that. And know that Kenyatta College is there for you, a family away from home.
Hi, my name's Paloma. The student that I am honoring, she has been fighting since day one. She's super shy, but she's always there. She's been commenting. She's been, saying a whole bunch of stuff in the chat. And, it was really heart touching because she said that she finally feels comfortable after attending Colts-CON. And that's Maria Katrina. And I really wanted to appreciate you and thank you. And I hope to see you around more on Zoom and in campus. Thank you.
I'll do one more student acknowledgement. And this is also a student that hasn't been able to participate much verbally or with turning on their screen, but is constantly in the chat from day one to today. And that is Bish Palafox. You have been awesome to see how much more you've been participating throughout these different days. So thank you for that. And we have had awesome staff, awesome students, but every year that Colts-CON happens, the glue that really brings everything together and the reason why Colts-CON works so well is because not because of staff, not because of anything that like we have on our end, rather it's the leadership and the capacity to care for others that peer leaders demonstrate. So a huge shout out, thanks, and round of applause to the awesome peer leaders that we have in the team. For some of them, this is actually their first time working in this capacity. And I am very grateful and fortunate to be able to say that two peer leaders in particular will be a part of the Eso Adelante peer mentor team. So if you want them to be your peer mentors, you know where to come. But a huge shout out to Adrian Afif and Pisith Kel. Both of them are already phenomenal leaders. They have so much knowledge, so much experience, and they are just like natural leaders, and they're naturally amazing people. And I know that they're both very humble, but very happy, very proud of both of you. And everything that you've done this week is super awesome, top quality, top notch.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I just wanted to say Gladys Katrina has raised her hand.
Gladys should be able to unmute herself if she wants to comment.
Somebody hear me?
Yep.
Oh, I want to say thank you everybody for support all us. I appreciate it. I am a little shy when I talking or if somebody see me in the screen. It is why I close my screen. But I want to say thank you so much for support. All the information and tools that Cañara College give us, I will try to get. I think it's working for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
yes, thank you. Yeah, and I definitely want to take this time to shout out the peer mentors that work under my programs. That would be Paloma, Nicole, Chili, and Diego. What can I say? You guys are y'all are so awesome. And I really appreciate the dedication that you all have towards helping your fellow students. And I want to give a special shout out to Diego, who's going to be transferring to Berkeley. And I want to shout out Nicole as well. Where are you going, Nicole? I can't remember.
UC Davis.
Yes, UC Davis. So congratulations to the two of them for transferring over to their next institution. And I know I don't need to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. Take everything that you have learned here, especially about community, and make it happen over there at your new destination. I'm really excited to have Paloma back. She wasn't with us this last semester, but she will be with us this fall. So I'm so excited for that. And I'm really excited to continue working with Chili. Chili's been really amazing. I met Chili about a year ago, and I'm just like, oh, I'm just in awe of this woman. And, you know, especially seeing her as the vice president of our student body, I think that's exactly where she needs to be. So I'm really excited to see what this next semester brings for you all. So thank you all very, very, very much.
Similar to Gladys, if anyone in the audience would like to share or to speak, feel free to use the raise your hand feature. And yeah, so you'll be able to share.
You can also type your whatever you'd like to say in the Q&A. Okay, so I see in the Q&A that Maria said that she would like to thank everybody, and she's ready to start her class. Yes, we did it. We did it, y'all. That was the whole goal. We just want everyone to feel ready and connected and just ready to conquer this semester with all of its challenges that it might bring. We're all in this together, and we're excited to hear that. And I know that Maria had also, oh no, excuse me, it was Gladys had also wanted to thank Melissa Maldonado, and so Melissa was able to respond to her saying, "You're very welcome, Gladys. I'm glad you participated and you did an awesome job." Absolutely. We appreciate each and every one of you. Okay, and I've got a message from Vanso Chiata. And she said, "I want to say thank you very much to Melissa. She has been helping me since day one of my being here in the US from adult school at till Kenyatta College. And I hope it will be more in the future." Oh, that's wonderful to hear. That's really great. That's another great thing about Melissa is that she's got a lot of connections in the community. So the fact that she's a retention specialist at a community college in Redwood City is like kind of perfect for her. So thank you.
Can I add one thing, one reminder? Just want to remind everyone that we're going to continue to update our Canvas page, right, with more resources, more videos, more of the handouts. So keep checking, stay connected, especially as we get closer to the beginning of the fall. So for example, if we'll post videos of the presentations, maybe in some cases PowerPoint slides. So just keep checking back, all right? And if you have any questions for us, please let us know, okay? You could even communicate with us still through the Canvas page.
All right, so we've got a little bit less than a minute. So if anybody has anything else they want to add. Oh, we've got a message from William. He says, thank you everybody for making this happen through such difficult times. It's been enlightening. Yes. Thank you so much, William. We appreciate that. All right, so we are at time, everyone. So once again, we want to thank you so much for being here. We hope that you pat yourselves on the backs for taking advantage of this opportunity and you know, taking this step towards a successful semester. And we will see some of us will see you next week at the jams, and we will definitely see you starting August 19th. And throughout the semester. And we wish you all the success and everything. We don't wish you luck because you don't need luck. You got this, okay? We just want you to know that we are on your side and we are here for you. Thank you all so much and have a great rest of the day.